What up, though? Ledge here, chill with me. Alright? Follow me. All my socials and contacts and information's in the description. Just want to finish up talking about Ultimate Madness. The one offs. Spent most of the time talking about JC versus Loso, deservingly so. That was a big result, man. That was a real big result. Still, man, condolences to JC and all, and everybody that care about him. That was bad. I want to talk about a battle that I felt going into it would be probably the best battle on the weekend, and in many ways it was. Rum Nitty versus Cortez. Now, we do know it wasn't the most cleanest. It wasn't the cleanest battle, particularly in the second and thirds, slip ups from two guys who don't do it often. More so Cortez, he doesn't really do it as much. I would say I've seen Nitty slip up a few times here and there, but I wouldn't say he's a chronic like choker or slip up. And people want to debate it, although I got it Rum 2-1. Gave him the first and the second. I thought the first was they were both clean in the first, and the first was really good and really explosive, dynamic, punching. Man, Rum is just a genius. He's a genius, and really it was unexpected because sometimes Rum, if you look at his battle versus Official, you look at his battle versus T-Top, I can just name a lot of Rum battles where the first round he starts off a little sluggish versus B-Dot. That's just not his best round, but he came in the first almost like he does in the second, and we all know his second rounds is becoming legendary. Like he's chasing Tay-Rock for that title of second round king. Seriously. So his first was close to a quality Rum Nitty second. He was wigging. He was going off. Now, if you're a Cortez apologist, Ben Swayze, shout out to my guy, you will call what Rum did unoriginal with a lot of the court flips, Tez flips, all that kind of stuff that we are accustomed to seeing versus Cortez. But we all say the reason why it's different because he's saying it in a way that nobody is saying it. He's dressing it up in a way that nobody is dressing it up as far as the setups and the unpredictability of where he's going with it. It's not the same. It's not the same. And it was fire the whole round. So I can't jump on that bandwagon now. Cortez clearly came to fight. Cortez was punching. He was still doing his really good rapping with a lot of wordplay, the multis, flow switches, and really rapping at a considerably up tempo pace. He was still, but he was punching way harder, and that's kind of like the Rum Nitty effect. You can't just rely on whatever you had before. You gotta punch a little bit harder because he's gonna punch crazy. So you kind of gotta. You're not gonna meet his level of punching, but you gotta punch much harder than you ever punched before you went against him, and that's what Cortez was doing, man. He was getting crazy, and he closed the gap. He closed the gap. He closed the gap. It was a close round. But I just think Rum did way too much. Rum did way too much in that first. Second round was the round that, honestly, Cortez lost the battle in because he jammed up. Now, stumbles and chokes, he kind of did both. The stumble was where he kept repeating. He was stumbling over the word. Choking is when you forget what the word was to me, and you completely like jam up. Like I forgot what he was trying to say, but he said it like 3 or 4 times, and he was just like mumbling to himself. And then he broke. He said, "Fuck!" Like come on, like he was like psyching, like talking to himself for everybody to hear. That's choking. All right. But he got it back. finished so strong. His second round on paper, the way it was written, the content, was probably his best round, to be honest with you. But there was no margin for error in the second round because Rum went crazy again. And he didn't slip up. So, in a sense, that's the battle right there. He gets through that clean. It's 1-1 going into the third, in which Cortez wins the third. He won the third, to me. And I don't think it was much debate. Because in the third, Rum slips up. Rum had stumbles and looked sloppy. And wasn't punching as effective, as hard. But it's a good battle. It's just an unfortunate battle. It's like bittersweet because the material that they got off was kind of crazy. The problem was a jam by Cortez and a jam by Rum, second and third round. So you got not incomplete rounds, but imperfect rounds, and it was bad to see. But I don't think I'll ever say this for any other battle that had this many slip-ups. The replay value was high. The replay value was high with this one. So when it drops on the app, I know you're gonna see tons of reviews about this battle before it comes out on not on YouTube but on the app. Don't let that stop you from watching it. It's worth the watch. Creative, crazy lines. All right, so that's my take on that battle. Also on the card was Don Marino versus Big Hann. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I said this was going to be a store run battle. Like, I was going to take off for a minute. But what I usually do, I don't just actually go to the store, although I do if it's a bad battle. But I give them a round and a half, maybe. And if it's looking like it's going to be one of them ones that's just not it, I'm out. Pretty much from the gate, it was solid. I feel like all three, maybe aside from Big Hand's third, which I thought was super light, I feel like they were all pretty good rounds. I just felt like Big Hand completed the objective of what he was trying to get through a little bit more. He was a little more potent. He was a little more solid and a lot more direct. I felt like Don still goes through these bars and content where he's trying to prove a point to the people as opposed to being direct, tearing his opponent up. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that gets in the way of actually good writing. And I don't know. I just feel like his game plan was just a little off in this. And that's unfortunate because I had Don winning this clearly before the battle. Like I went in this saying Don gonna win this easily. Big Hand stepped it up, man. Big Hand stepped it up. He got the first two pretty cleanly, man. So shout out to Big Hand, man. That was a much improved performance to me than even versus Brooklyn Hands that you won. So keep it up. Philly well represented, man, with him and Easy the block captain. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Next time you see me might be my predictions for the semifinals. You got Fonz and Ace versus Fonz versus Ace, and then you got Jay versus Rubando. So we're gonna see how that goes, man. I'm out. Y'all take care. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. Going to have some more interviews. I see a lot of people enjoyed that XL interview. Shout out to XL again because I know he was a busy guy. And subscribe to his channel he got going on and all that, man. Subscribe to the other media outlets that's doing their thing in a positive manner, not out here just being reckless and controversial. You know what I'm saying? Sticking to the task, sticking to battle rap. Because y'all already know my slogan. As always, keep it battle rap. Love.